Roberto invested some money at 7% interest and then invested $2,000 more than twice this amount at 10% interest. His total annual income from the two investments was $3,980. How much was invested at 10%? All right, well, let's start off by identifying what's unknown in the problem and then assigning some variables. So, first sentence, Roberto invested some money at 7%. How much? Well, that we don't know. So let's give that a symbol. Let's say X is the amount of money invested at 7% and then invested some other money at 10%. And this is he invested $2,000 more than twice this amount at 10%. Okay, so let's say Y is equal to the amount of money invested at 10%. So we don't know either of these numbers. Okay. But we know a couple of other things. So first, he then invested $2,000 more than twice this amount at 10%. Well, this amount is talking about the amount invested at 7%. So X dollars was invested at 7%, and then the amount invested at 10%, which is Y, is $2,000 more than twice that amount. So twice that amount would be the 2x, and then 2,000 more than that would be plus 2,000. So the amount invested at 10% is 2,000 more than twice the amount invested at 7%. All right, next. His total annual income from the two investments was $3,980. So if you take the money made from the first investment plus the money made from the second investment together, that gave him $3,980. So the money made from the first investment was 7% of the amount. That's what the interest is, 7% of the amount. So 7% of X, or 0.07 times X, 7% of X. And then the amount earned from the second investment, the 10% one, would be 10% of the amount, which is 10% of Y, or 0.10 times Y. So remember, if we're going to use percentages in a problem, 7% is equal to 0.07, and 10% is equal to 0.10. And if we add those two up, we get the total amount earned, which was $3,980. And like we did in a previous problem, in my previous video, we could take this second equation and multiply it by 100. That'll just get rid of the decimals. So multiply both sides by 100. It'll move all decimal points over by 2 to the right. Okay, so we have our first equation. So now we're converting this to a system of equations. Y equals 2x plus 2,000 is equation number 1. And 7x plus 10y, so when we multiply the 100, becomes a 7 and a 10, and then we multiply the right side as well. So that should equal 3,980 with 2 more zeros because we multiplied by 100. Okay, so now it's no longer a word problem, it's a system of equations to solve. And this is set up nicely for substitution because one of the equations is already solved for y. So we can make this substitution, that first equation is saying y is equal to 2x plus 2,000. So the y and the 2x plus 2,000, those are interchangeable. So we could replace that y in the second equation with the 2x plus 2,000, which will give us 7 times x plus 10 times y. But instead of y, we're replacing that y with the 2x plus 2,000, and that's equal to 398,000. Okay, so there's the substitution we made, and now we have one equation with only one variable. Okay, so let's solve for x. 7x plus, well, now we have a 10 that we can multiply through. 10 times 2x would be 20x, and then 10 times 2,000, just tack on another 0, so that would be 20,000, is equal to 398,000. So we have 7x and 20x, that gives us 27x plus 20,000 equals 398,000. Now we want to solve for x. So first we combine like terms. Now we could subtract 20,000 from both sides. We want to get x by itself. So on the left, we have 27x. The plus 20,000 and the minus 20,000 cancel. So on the right-hand side, we have now 378,000. Divide both sides by 27 to solve for x. Divide by 27. Divide by 27. So we have x is equal to, and according to the calculator, 378,000 divided by 27 is 14,000. So there is x. X is 14,000. But we want to solve for y. And we have this equation up here that we'll use down here. So instead of y is equal to 2x plus 2,000, we now know what x is. X is 14,000. So it's 2 times x, or 2 times 14,000 plus 2,000. 2 times 14 is 28, so that's 28,000 plus 2,000 more is 30,000. So x is 14,000, y is 30,000. Now the original question was how much was invested at 10%? How much was invested at 10%? So that's saying what is y? And we know now that y is equal to 30,000. So final answer, we would say $30,000 invested at 10%. Okay, that does it for this problem. I hope this was helpful.